Guys, hello.
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 Can you start just introducing who you are?
I'm Casper Kelly, co-creator of Your Pretty Face is Going to Hell and creator of Too Many Cooks.
And my name is Zebrowski, and I play Gary in Your Pretty Face is Going to Hell. I'm 5'7", and I am from Queens, New York City.
You may also recognize his butt from Scorsese's Wolf of Wall Street. Anyone?
I said I'm a much more handsome in person.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
why I chose him.
Sorry.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
sorry.
yeah, you were doing all the thing. No, that's nice. Thank you.
He is handsome. He just, yeah. We should switch. You guys want to get closer? No?
Let's go. Let's get the fuck out of here.
So can you tell us where such a crazy concept came from?
It started with a short film about the idea of going to some heaven that has like 1,000 virgins and a river of cotton candy and so on, and this wonderful afterlife, but how after a million years you would still get bored of it.
Yeah,
And
the pizza trees, right?
yeah, there's pizza, and so in that one they end up making a rocket ship out of virgin bones to try to escape the afterlife. But there was a demon in there played by Dave Willis that was stabbing someone over and over for millions of years, and we got to thinking how, well, that's just as bad as the guy getting stabbed. The poor demon that has to stab someone over and over and so we thought that might be a funny show, and then we did it, and we cast this genius before Martin Scorsese discovered him in it. Yeah, this handsome, better even in real life than on camera.
Thank you. I appreciate
Are you
this. I'm
saying
going
he's
to put
ugly
this.
on
These are my
camera?
new credits. Well, yeah, that's the idea. That's the idea. That's the idea. I'm gross on camera, and in person, wow. Well, holy shit. What does he do? Is that a concealer? I am covered in concealer, and I'm wrapped up in Spanx.
So are you actually red and then this is makeup?
This is makeup.
Okay.
Yeah. Gary's the real me. I honestly a lot of times feel that I am much closer to who I am as a person as Gary than as me as a human being. But I like it. It's a lot of fun. There's something to covering yourself in makeup and putting the prosthetics on, and then you like look in the mirror and you're not you anymore. There's like a whole satanic principle about the idea of presentation, and it's very cool to like live up to a sort of like a cutout of yourself.
Do you consider
A lot. What?
Do you consider yourself an otherhead?
Yes, I do. Absolutely. A lot of weed helped me get to that philosophy.
I'm going to have to Google Undercut.
I'm Matt Servitto, and I play Satan on Your Pretty Face is Going to Hell. And
I'm his son, Craig Rowin, and I play Claude on Your Pretty Face is Going to Hell.
I think you might have just actually given away a storyline that
You're trying to push.
that I've been pushing for, but we've never quite explored.
I'm his son.
My bastard child that we've never. Season 3 has never, and it's never been addressed.
This is a scoop.
Yeah, this is a scoop that we're giving you.
What's that? I feel like we didn't know when we shot the first 6 that we were doing a second season, but I feel personally that when I watched it, I was like, oh, there has to be more of this.
Well, because it was
too
really,
good.
it was the first season was like a beta test. I mean, it was really the scripts were actually longer, as I recall. They weren't even sure how long the show was going to be. It was either going to be 12 minutes, 22 minutes. Were they going to do like a traditional sitcom format?
Dave Willis was pushing for 2 minutes long.
Yeah, right, exactly. Henry was pushing for an hour-long
An
drama.
hour stand-up of
Yeah.
him telling monologues of his own.
By the way, we should sabotage each other's press stuff. Let's go over and mess theirs up.
You guys weren't expecting 12 series. Essentially, it's an hour and a half so far, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's Adult Swim, so we knew it was going to be.
Yeah, the short format made complete sense, but the hard thing with the first season, I don't think I'm giving anything away, is that we shot what probably there was 22 minutes of content for each episode. They had to cut it down to 12. And that was maybe 12 to 14. It was brutal.
So that's why on the season 1 DVD, there's 820 hours of unused footage.
Yeah.
They give you a download thing, and you
Yeah,
need to
right.
get. There's a hard drive that you have to buy to be able to watch everything.
There was a large graveyard of very funny stuff.
Yeah,
when I watched some of the, I'm like, oh god, that's right, they cut all that stuff because it really that was the beauty of season 2 is Dave and Chris. Once we knew how long the show was going to be, they could write into a 12 to 14 minute format, so that episodes had a beginning, middle, and end. Yeah.
Were you guys expecting there to be a second season? It kind of seemed a little.
I wasn't expecting the first season to come out.
I wasn't sure you did not expect this to happen.
No, we had such a good. It's that thing with you have such a good time, and we improv like far too much on top of their amazing scripts that they already done. It was like, oh, we've ruined this, and they're not gonna show it because I have that belief where I don't think it's gonna go until it shows up on television. But once the first season, it did really well. A lot of people watched it.
I mean, it was just 6 episodes. It was 2 years ago, and right after it aired, I think was Dragon Con, and there were already people dressing up as Gary, and I thought, oh, well, that's the highest praise there is when someone cosplays as your show. So
yeah, and
then they doubled the order, so we're doing 12 episodes for season 2.
And we got an official order for. No, we're fine.
How much of the
Oh boy, shut your mouth.
The makeup does 90% of the work, which
Alcohol does that last 10%.
and then there's an extra 1%
Yeah.
of just like having to deal with Henry on set that gives you in.
Because that is like hell. And the makeup, as you pointed out in the panel, is hellish.
Well, we are all getting made. We're basically stripped naked at 5 a.m, and they paint us.
This is not. He's no longer. We are no longer exaggerating.
Yeah,
From here forward, everything will be the truth.
We're stripped naked and we do a group hug, and then we are in chairs and we're just sort of hanging out for like an hour getting makeup put on. So it just gets you and ready to. Well, are we talking about makeup or are we talking about?
Yes,
what are we
we're talking about makeup.
Okay.
No, we're not talking about you being naked.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is. Because I have it's a little bit longer, and some days, and especially in season 2, I have no shirt on. So then you've got it, because normally I wear that kind of like silky shirt, so they just do a V here and my arms from here down. But then there's days, I think we've all had days where it's head to toe.
We've done, just in underwear. And,
diapers.
But he has the nails, he has the horns,
the hooves. But it is a tedious, as Craig said. I mean, thank God it's this group, because it is. And there was a pun there, thank God. As I always say, the show is hell, but working with these guys is heaven. It truly is. Did I say that? I did. I went there.
You can print it.
Yeah,
it's the pull quote, and we've been told to repeat it over
exactly.
and over again.
Yeah, they told us we had to say that. So, no, it is. I mean, that is. To answer your question, I mean, it's really, it's a show about relationships that, almost like The Office, that I think just spending so much time with. That's what's even scary and creepy, is that we spend, 14 hours together, and then we spend the other, 3 more before we go to bed drinking and eating together. So and then we sleep together. So it's just really weird. It's 24/7.
We do. They have one bed for us, and it's Henry head on the pillow, me middle, my feet are pillow, and then Matt spooning.
Again, this is all true. I hope this is. Yeah.
How much of the original, compared to the original stuff that was written originally to improv, how much that was a ratio of making it onto the screen?
Yeah, I have a percentage in my brain. I want to know your percentage.
It's like, I say, I have problems reading and memorizing as a person, and it's, but, oh yeah, no, I do. I feel like it's. I don't know. You guys are really generous with the amount of improv that you keep.
It's funny.
It's pretty cool. They keep a lot of the improv. I'd say it's like a lot of it's like 40% improv.
I was going to go 20, but okay.
20.
Maybe you're
That's
right.
why I was waiting for you to say.
Let's say 30.
Yeah. No, it's great. It's crazy. It's just all the ideas. It's just so much fun, and it's great. And we get to explore so much. And then then we'll take a 3-line scene and then turn it into an 8-minute scene, and it's now longer than the show's supposed to be.
But with it being a show called Your Pretty Face is Going to Hell and dealing with Satan, do you guys ever get flack from I don't know, people like viewers are like, how could you do a show like this about Satan? And,
Not enough. I said again. In fact, I keep wanting to get my Irish Catholic mother to like write letters of protest or something, because we could use the press. We could really use some people like protesting outside of our screening tomorrow. Maybe we should pay some people to protest tomorrow.
Yeah, that would be great. Well, I think the thing is,
What's that?
Tweet in 1 million votes.
I should.
Yeah.
I should like maybe I should write anonymous, into some group. Like, can you believe this show?
well,
They'd have to find it first, so hopefully they'll find it.
Adult Swim has already begun to tear the social fabric of America, and this is just continuing it. And it's just subtle. It's subtle enough that nobody's catching on that we're teaching kids.
I like what Dave just said, which is anytime they want a shorthand in any kind of storytelling on television, that a child is gone rogue, has become a bad teen, they watch Aqua Teen.
Yeah.
And I forgot that AJ on Sopranos. I remember he was he was like kind of turning into a burnout. He's just sitting home all day watching Adult Swim.
So hopefully an award-winning drama will eventually watch our show.
Breaking Bad.
Breaking
Oh. Well, he was doing Aqua Teen. Yeah, that's true.
What they were saying before is the next season should be more on point with the writing, because you're trying to do the 12-minute episodes rather than possibly 22, possibly you don't know what.
Oh wow, you know all that. Yeah, you know the deep stuff.
Literally just interview people on the show.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, you should have just rolled with my being impressed. I don't know, on point. We still write them long, and because we kind of like being able to condense it into like what is a word for like a liquid that you in cooking where you condense it to a
Yeah.
So the show's like crack because it is just compressed and packed.
With
300
also-
pounds of shit in a 10-pound bag.
What you guys do too about editing, which I really like, which I think harkens back to sort of the old school kind of Adult Swim vibe, where it's like you just jam in as much material as possible. So now we're using like improv will come back and forth when the camera's not on somebody. They're still inputting lines to the point where there's joke on joke on joke on joke on joke. So it's like it really is. It's a crack cocaine version of the script.
Being Satan is obviously probably one of the most iconic figures in the history of the world.
Yeah.
Are you pulling from different representations, or are we just going completely?
Well, the thing is, I mean, it's one of the things I struggle with, because he's not quite, he's not all powerful. He's not the dark overlord. I mean, really, he's just sort of a vulnerable oaf, is what, and so the humanization of Satan, it's almost like sometimes I really look at Dave and Chris, am I Satan? And they actually say, maybe not, but maybe you are. Like they toy with this idea that maybe I'm just a middle manager in hell, that I'm not quite, that we may reveal at some point that there's somebody I actually work for. Because I said sometimes I'm like, why don't I just like turn Gary into hamburger, eat him, and shit him out and be done with it, And they're like, no, because you indulge. That's where the bastard. I think Gary is more likely to be my bastard child.
But the reason you don't eat him as a hamburger is because Henry's body would just be spoiled.
Yeah, right, exactly. But it is. But ultimately, I'm pulling more from, I think, traditional sitcoms, and I was a huge fan of Ed Asner in Mary Tyler Moore. And I always feel like that's kind of, my Satan is definitely, with the bald head and the kind of, pudgy office guy, with the sleeves rolled up and get in my office.
The bald head thing is part of your character.
Well, I actually have a full head of hair. I shave it for the role.
That's
I make
method.
sure you put that. Yeah, I do this. Yeah, and the horns, I grow those every season. Yeah.
You make shows that you don't want to check your
Oh my God! Thank you so much.
That means a lot.
That means a lot. As a person who checks my phone too much, I'm True Detective saying.
Yeah. But it doesn't 12 minutes long.
Oh,
you know what I mean? If we can't keep your attention for 12 minutes, then we're screwed.
Also, they're usually over time, so we have to use this old process called lexicon, where they actually compress it and speed it up.
It makes fake
A lot of
time.
entertainment news shows use that too.
Seinfeld reruns.
Oh, is that what they do? Yeah.
It's quantum stuff. It's like it's the spaces between atoms.
Yeah. We remove those, but yes.
Yeah.
Timeline wrong on it, but so Too Many Cooks was before this. How much of the hype do you think from that kind of like led into being a show and stuff, or like were you working working on this idea in projects before, and it just kind of like let it.
We'd already shot like 4 or 5 episodes of Pretty Face season 2 when they had started working on Too Many Cooks. But you've been working on Too Many Cooks for a long time.
Yeah, I guess I'm slow. I'm not very fast when I make stuff. So yeah, Too Many Cooks was kind of a year, and it's been season 1 of Your Pretty Face was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
We're gonna get faster, but they kind of went concurrently, and I don't know if the hype of Too Many Cooks fed into this, but I do know that Henry was annoyed that I didn't put him in Too Many Cooks after the fact. Although it was totally non-union, I could not have put him in there. It was not SAG. This man is.
But
a
I
SAG
remember
actor.
seeing it. I remember because you sent it to me. I saw because someone had sent it to me, and you sent it to me, and I was just like, it was before it had blown up, and you sent it to me, and I watched it, and I was like, man, it was like I can't. I've been singing the theme song for like 5 days. Like I'm literally like it's destroying my relationship, and it did. It did destroy my relationship. And
that ship was taken on water.
Absolutely, but I was a part of it. Definitely, I will say that. I will write that in the report.
Okay.
But then it just the next day it was just everywhere, and I was like, oh, shit, it's great. I'd never seen. None of my friends are successful.
What can they expect in season 2?
You can expect for sure Henry going through not just torture in the show, but like physical, like Henry experienced torture. He's slathered in peanut butter, feathers, tar, everything.
Yeah, there's blood.
There's a lot of love in this one.
There's a lot of animals.
A lot of animals.
We had
live animals. Live. We shoot on all green screen, and I hope this isn't spoiling anything, but a pony did crap all over the green screen floor.
We had ponies, we had kittens, squirrels, and then there was also
Cerberus, which is a 3-headed dog.
Yeah, and also the amazing. I mean, again, not giving
the puppetry is it's unbelievable. The guys who do our makeup and all the puppets, Shane Morton and Chris Brown are geniuses, and they've went above and beyond. All that stuff is going to jump off the screen, and the graphics are insane.
I just wonder how if we'd have a show. I mean, David Chris is writing, and the ideas are the concepts are theirs, but what Shane and Chris bring to the show, I mean, is their fingerprints are all over everything because Shane is not just he does our makeup, he's also kind of the art director of the show. The look of the show is his, like the sets, and then Chris makes these amazing puppets. I mean, he's a well-known puppeteer, and he just creates. We have a giant 3-headed Cerberus dog that's 10 feet. So 3 human beings to operate
3 human beings inside of a dog body.
A cyclops, a giant cyclops.
Talking skeletons.
Yeah. I love that it's all not CGI. You know, I love that we actually have practical elements. I think the puppetry and that.
It's a human cartoon.
Yeah, because we do. Yeah, it's Sesame Street on acid. I mean, basically, because
with no morals.
But we teach people things, though.
Yes.
There is morals. There's always a little moral at the end, which is don't go to hell. I think that's don't end up in hell. I think that's the moral of the story.
Are there any special guests coming out in the next new season you can
Yes. Jack McBrayer plays an angel. One of my favorite New York comedians, Jim Santangeli, plays a 6-pack magician, like basically the Larry the Cable Guy of magic. Jack is hilarious as a very sweet angel. Who else do we have?
One of the clips that they showed in the panel, Ptolemy Slocum, wonderful,
hilarious.
funny New Yorker / LA actor. Who else comes around?
Alan Rachel plays my spoiler alert girlfriend in an episode, and then Sarah Baker.
Who did she play?
In Heaven. She was on Louis.
Oh, I didn't do any of that stuff.
Yes, there are a lot of, not to give everything away, but a lot of people pop in and out. And Dave Willis, who writes it, who plays Meatwad, and Carl on Aqua Teen. I don't know if they want us to tell you what he plays, but he is a tour de force.
Huge episode with him
in full prosthetic makeup.
Full prosthetic makeup, acting up a storm.
Yeah. We're not.
What does he play?
Yeah, I think we can. Oh yeah, he plays Krampus.
There's pictures of it out there. He plays Krampus.
He plays Krampus.
It's the Your Pretty Face Going to Hell Christmas episode.
Yeah, but you pried it out of us.
But ultimately, I think so many of these things are out there. I mean, it's like This is a great show because they're not giving anything away. I mean, you're still going to be in hell. There's still going to be people.
No one's going to watch it now. I said he's Krampus.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah, right.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, if that's the reason they don't watch, we've already lost it.